Good evening, October 31st, 2014. I welcome you all for our current affairs session. And today is the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The nation has celebrated this day as the day of national unity, Rashtriya Ekta Divas. So it is in the remembrance of this departed leader, otherwise a fantastic person, first deputy prime minister of India and first home minister of India, considered to be the Iron Man of India, and we know the story of this gentleman. Because of him only, the entire India has been integrated today. So that is the beginning. And apart from this one, exactly 30 years back, in the year 1984, then Prime Minister of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi, was assassinated. So this was a very sorrow incident that happened in India. Very unfortunate. And apart from this, the other news in the country is that Maharashtra has got the new chief minister, and all these days there was president's rule in Maharashtra. Now it is the end of the president's rule. Now there is a democratically elected government in Maharashtra, and the BJP has formed the minority government. Minority government is that government which will be formed even without having the minimum required number to form the government. And the indications are very clear. Very soon, Shiva Sena is going to become the part of the government. So with the support of Shiva Sena, the government will be continuing in Maharashtra. But for the first time, just like Haryana, even in Maharashtra also, a BJP person has become the chief minister of Maharashtra. So this is the today's development. And another thing, on the southern side of India, what is happening? Some of the Tamilians, fishermen rather, who are Indians, 5 people, they were arrested in Sri Lanka, and the allegation is that they are possessing the narcotics, drugs, and it is considered to be a serious crime, and a death sentence has been imposed on all of them. Very unfortunate. Now this is the time for the government to interfere immediately and seek for the release of those Indian Tamilians. And at the earliest it must happen. Of course, government is trying its best. It has to do it the earliest. Otherwise, in Tamil Nadu, the people who are protesting against this. And the allegation against the Sri Lankan government is that in the similar type of incidents, they have released the Pakistani people. When you have released some other countries' people, why not Indians? And of course, government has to negotiate and do certain things. So these are certain basic points for today. I'll open the document now and we'll try to discuss the other points which are related to our current affairs. Now, look at this. This is another serious matter, that is what is happening in Kerala, and of course in Karnataka also it happened. But this is the point, that is what I'm talking to you now, is with respect to Kerala. Look at the question first. In which of the following states Kiss of Love event organized by the people to protest against the moral policing? What exactly is this? So nowadays this particular phenomenon has become very serious, especially some groups like Vishwa Hindu Parishad. They are fighting against the people who are in love, and outside they are not supposed to sit and roam together, and they should not behave in an indecent manner. And according to those groups, these pairs, the so-called a boy and a girl, so they are spoiling the whole atmosphere, and which is considered to be against the culture of India. That is the reason various incidents are happening nowadays. On the name of the moral policing, some of the people, they are attacking these thieves and they are beating them black and blue. And recently also in Kerala, some incident has been taken place and a mob, it raided on a cafeteria and it spoiled the whole cafeteria. Now the people who are in love, they are protesting against this. What is this moral policing? Can't we have? Can't we have the freedom to roam? Can't we have the freedom to be together? And it is they are going to organize a program which is considered to be a new one on November 2nd, that is day after tomorrow. They are going to organize in Kerala. The people who are supporting this program and the people who are against the moral policing, they are going to come together at one particular place and they want to sit together and protest against the moral policing, saying that they want to be together. So we have to wait and watch. So what type of consequences will be there with these type of things? Of course, it is a responsibility of the government of the day. They have to take care such type of incidents should not happen. Whatever may happen, it should not disturb the society. There must be a peace in the society. Towards that, the government is expected to work, right? And for this, if you look at the question again, and I told you the answer already, and the answer should be Kerala here. In which of the following states Kiss of Love event organized by the people to protest against the moral policing? So this is in Kerala. I'm just scrolling it down. Look at this. Some points are there. Look at this. The group that is involved. Look at the. I'm highlighting this point. The group that is involved in moral policing said that the indecent behavior in public places is not at all acceptable. This is the. These are the statements. These are the contentions made by the so-called the moral policing people. But the organizers are demanding that in their private affairs, others don't have the right to interfere. So this is the contention that is made by the people who are gathering on November 2nd. And if you look at the next point here, LGBT community. Yesterday also I was telling you what is the meaning of this LGBT. L stands for lesbians, G for gays, B for bisexual, T for transgenders. Yesterday I was talking to you something about section 377 of Indian Penal Code. And that LGBT community extended its support to the protest. Obviously, whenever we take any issue, some people will support that issue and some people will speak against that issue. But today in this case, LGBT community is giving the support to the organizers and they are going to organize at one place on November 2nd. And this is going to be organized on November 2nd, 2014. That is day after tomorrow. It is going to happen in Kerala. Kindly remember this. And before I go further, I would like to inform another horrific incident that happened in India today. Again, a rape has been occurred in Bangalore. In the last 4 months, these are the 4 rapes that are happening in the schools. Last week also I discussed with you about the 3 years old old girl has been raped. Look at the age and what is the torture that is happening to these people, unfortunately. And the latest news is that, of course, every time the government is coming out saying something that we are going to take very strict measures. Saying is different and doing is different. That is what is missing in the Indian system rather. Especially if you look at the governments like this, it's considered to be a complete failure on their part. It's a shame, in fact. And if these people will keep on giving the excuses. And unfortunately, the latest incident is related to the 6-year-old girl. And she has been raped twice. Look at the horrific situations, what is happening in these areas. And when it has been questioned to the Chief Minister of Karnataka 4 months back, he was saying only one thing, very adamant, completely shameless, very adamant person. He was saying that, is this the only news that you carry every time? It's such a serious incident, certain things are happening against women, against the children here, and the Chief Minister says like this. And when the serious discussion was going on in the state legislature, the Chief Minister was dozing. Serious issue, you need to pay lots of attention, and he was completely reckless, very unfortunate. That's the reason why we are forced to criticize. Otherwise, we don't have any intention of criticizing anybody. But these are the situations which force us to criticize them. But even then, completely shameless, and they are not in a position to take the responsibilities here. Very unfortunate. If these things are happening in the cities like Bengaluru, what happens in the remote areas? So this is the point where all the state governments must think very seriously. And the recent incidents you might have seen, even in Uttar Pradesh also. So these are the shameless police people, and who are saying that because there is no entertainment, some people are committing this. What type of statements that are given by these police cops? Very unfortunate. Because of the indecent films, because of the indecent pictures, they are being promoted. Some other people will say, some more cops, they are saying that it is because of the mobile phones, it is because of the jeans pants. So these are all completely not at all excusable. This is a very serious issue. It has to be taken very seriously, and you need to take the action against the people who speak like this. Completely condemnable. Women must be respected, and they should not be ill-treated with these type of statements. Very unfortunate. But again, it's the government of Karnataka has to open its mind, its brain, its eyes, first of all, and look into the case very seriously, and it should see that it should not be repeated in any school at any point of time. We have to wait and watch again how the Chief Minister and the Home Minister will respond to this. Next, I'm showing you the next one here. This is over. I'm scrolling it down. Look at this. Another important one. According to the World Health Organization, which of the following country has the dubious distinction of more deaths in road accidents and leading the world? Kindly read the question for a moment. According to WHO, which of the following country has the dubious distinction, wrong distinction, of more deaths in the road accidents and leading the world? China, Pakistan, Sudan, and India. Unfortunately, the answer is India. So many road accidents are happening. Very unfortunate. I'll tell you what exactly is this. Look at this. The answer is India. Now, one of the problems in countries like India is that whenever the road accidents are happening, that of course that is because of the over speed and so many drunken driving. So many reasons are there. But in most of the cases, the deaths are happening because the treatment is not available immediately. During that time, whenever the road accidents are happening, if any person on the name of humanity, if he gives the support and shifts a person who met with an accident to any hospital, the person who supported the other one is being harassed by the police, he is being harassed by the judicial system, and is also being harassed by the hospital authorities. More than that, this particular person who is giving the support is seen as a criminal. Because of this too much harassment in India, the people will hesitate to go forward to extend the support in the case of any accidents because they know clearly what is going to happen after that. They will be asked to come to the police station, they will be asked to come to the court as a witness. That is the reason why the people are not coming forward and there is a delay by the time the information reaches the police and by the time the information reaches the hospital authorities, it is becoming too late and some people are dying. That's the reason why Supreme Court took a very serious stance on this one. It directed the central government to issue certain orders saying that anybody who is giving support to the victims in the accident should not be harassed, rather they should be rewarded. Meaning they are coming forward for giving the support. You are saving a life here. Instead of harassing them, you reward them. Obviously, more people will come forward to provide the support. I'll show you the document now. We have some points here. I'll just show it to you. Now look at this. If you can read the question once again, it will be fine. And at the end of the day, the answer is India. This is according to World Health Organization, and the question is related to the dubious distinction of more deaths in road accidents. Very important one. Now look at this. Some points are there. Look at this. I'm highlighting this one. Note. The report says that, yeah, I think I'll just remove this word. Yeah. The report says that in the last 10 years, more than 10 lakh people died in road accidents in India. My goodness, pathetic, is it not? Very sad situation. 10 lakh people died in last 10 years, meaning on an average 1 lakh people every year. So died in a road accident in India. Very sad. Right. Look at this. Most of the people here who are dying, these are the males in their prime of life are most commonly killed. So maybe because of the too much of speed, so they are being killed over here. Look at this. Some important points. Kindly remember all the points here. These are the directions issued by the Supreme Court. In India, one of the reasons that the bystanders are not coming to the rescue of the road accidents because of the harassment from the police, hospital authorities, and the courts. So this is the point I told you already. Meaning the person is not being let free immediately. So that is the reason why. So they are getting scared to come forward and give the help. Look at the next point. Day before yesterday, on October 29th, 2014, the Apex Court, in its landmark judgment, directed the central government to pass an executive order to protect good Samaritans. So these are the people who are the bystanders. So they are coming, bystanders, they are coming forward and they are giving the support. Now look at this. The order will be effective till the parliament comes out with a law. This is how it will happen. Supreme Court will give the judgment and that judgment will be in effect. And in order to give more strength, Parliament is expected to make a law on that particular subject. As long as the Parliament is not making a law, the directions of the Supreme Court will be implemented. Look at the next point. The panel that was appointed by the Supreme Court on the road accident said that a bystander should not be questioned and he should be allowed to leave immediately. Fantastic. Then obviously the people will go forward, they will give more support, and the number of deaths because of the road accidents will be reduced drastically. That is the reason why sometimes we will also criticize the system that is existing in the country. Clear? Now, they should be rewarded. Look at the next point. They should be rewarded. They should be exempted from civil and criminal liability. It's a very good thing. Welcome order that is given by the Supreme Court. Those who call police from accident site should not be forced to reveal their names. Otherwise, the first thing is that the police will ask, what is your name? What are you? These are the points. But in this case, as per the order of the Supreme Court from now onwards, the police should not force the persons to reveal the names. Important. And he is the person who is giving the phone call from accident site. Look at this next one. To make it so easy for them, Supreme Court said that video conferencing should be arranged for deposition of Good Samaritans eyewitness. Very, 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 very important. Meaning, you need not call them. You need not call to the police station every time. You need not call to them to the court every time. Go for video conferencing. Arrange something according to their convenience. That is the statement. Kindly remember this. When it comes to the road safety measures, the directions that are given by the Supreme Court are important. Very, very, very important. Next. So another important person, excellent girl, that is Malala Yousafzai. You must be knowing this particular girl from Pakistan. Very, very, very brave. And she is the youngest. She is the youngest to receive the Nobel Prize. Very, very important person, rather. So very, very brave, in fact. So she has become the role model for so many young girls in the world, rather. Now, if you look at this particular person, you must be knowing the whole story regarding this girl. Now what I'm going to talk to you is that she is being received so many prizes and awards, and she is also receiving so much of money. But very rarely we'll see the people who are getting the prize money, so they will allocate some part to some other charitable purposes. Of course, that's up to them. If they want to give some money for the charity, that's up to them. Otherwise, they need not give. But if you look at this young girl, just 17 years, excellent girl, she started giving so many donations. She started giving so many donations, especially for the girl children and also for the education for both boys and girls. That's the reason why she's again there in the news. So the people like this, the brave girls, should be always there in the news, so that it will become a motivational factor for other younger girls. I'll just show you this one. The document will discuss the points, and you must be knowing this girl here, Malala. The 17-year-old Pakistani girl is the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Right? So youngest person to win this. Look at this next point. She announced that she is donating $50,000 to help rebuild United Nations school in Gaza. Very, 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 very great. Good. Next one. Look at this. On 28th October 2014, she has been awarded with, rather she won World Children's Prize in Stockholm, and said that all the prize money she would be donating to the United Nations Relief and Work Agency. Look at the charitable mind of this particular young girl. Very rarely people will do it. And she has donated all the money for a cause. Fantastic, fantastic girl. Next one. In early October 2014, she also received the US Liberty Medal and $1 lakh prize money. And she announced that the money will be used for education in Pakistan. Look at this. So how great she is. So what a sort of mind and ideas. Excellent person. And according to her, this particular girl, so education plays a very, very important role in anybody's life, and especially the girls must go for the education. Now, kindly remember all the points here. These are all the awards won by Malala. Next. Look at this. You must be knowing this point. Just I told you in the beginning of our class itself, which of the following day is celebrated as a National Unity Day? Otherwise, it is called a Rashtriya Ekta Divas. And that is today, October 31st. It is in the remembrance of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Obviously, the answer should be option C. Right. Now, I'm scrolling it down again. Look at this again. Shaktisthal. I think in one of the previous classes, I already used this particular word, Shaktistal is the memorial. In fact, it is a Samadhi of Srimati Indira Gandhi, right? So because today is also the death anniversary of uh, Srimati Indira Gandhi, so I just gave this question. Kindly remember, sometimes the memorials may also be questioned. That's the reason why it is a Srimati Indira Gandhi and it should be option C, right? Now, again, I'm going it down. Look at this simple point. You must be knowing this. I told you already. Who of the following was the first Deputy Prime Minister of India? Answer is the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So option should be C here. And if you look at C. Rajagopalachari, he was the first Indian to be the Governor General of Free India. First Governor General was Lord Mountbatten, but he was not an Indian, he was a British. But when it comes to Indian, C. Rajagopalachari, he was also called CR. This great person was the first Governor General of Free India, right? And if you look at Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, he was the first Vice President of India. And Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, we know the story, he is the first Deputy Prime Minister of India. And Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, another great man of India, he is the father of Indian Constitution and is also the first Law Minister of India, right? And for this question, the answer should be option C, right? And I would like to share some information with you. As I told you yesterday, in the previous month, we have discussed that we will continue the free current affairs sessions for the month of October. And October is coming to an end today. But on the request made by so many of you who are there with me every day, I am extending this session by one more month. Same timings, same things, everything is same. You can avail this. So we are extending the free current affairs program by another month. And we'll be meeting Monday to Friday as usual, same time for the entire month of November. So what will happen in the month of December, we'll see it later. But depending on the suggestions and the request made by most of you people, so I have decided to extend this and kindly make avail of this program. And as far as possible, I request you all to please be with me on time here itself, so that when I am here live, you will also be here and you are also spending some time here, so that you will have some time for the revision later. Otherwise, if you want to watch the video later, also no issues. But if you are there with me, you can save some time. That is the advantage. That is the thing. Right? So, but irrespective of that, according to your convenience, but kindly watch this, kindly write the examinations well, and get the success and enter into the services. So that's all my view is that. Now, I'm going back to this our screen. Let me open the document. Look at this. Another important program. You must have heard about this sometime back, anytime rather. In which of the following years the late Prime Minister of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi, used the slogan that is Garibi Hatao, one of the very, very important one here. So even today also the people will remember the slogan that was given by Srimati Indira Gandhi, and that is the Garibi Hatao. The meaning of this is removal of the poverty or abolition of the poverty. And because of this particular slogan, so many people got attracted towards Srimati Indira Gandhi and they have voted for Indira Gandhi and the Congress party in 1971 elections. Very, 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 very important. It is the answer is 1971. Kindly remember, very frequently asked question in the examination. In which of the following years the late Prime Minister of India, Srimati Indira Gandhi, used the slogan Garibi Hatao? Answer is 1971. I'm showing you the answer. This is option number 3. Look at this. That is the 1971. Right? Now, look at this another thing. Tim Cook, who announced that he is proud to be a gay, is the chief executive officer of. This is one of the important persons in the world, rather, he is heading one of the important organizations. But generally, what happens is that whenever these type of people will give a statement, obviously that will become a big news. And last time also we have seen the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has said something about the women. So that of course, later he good man, so he apologized for his statement. That's a different thing. But today, so this gentleman, yesterday it happened, Tim Cook, he announced that he is very proud to be a gay. And according to him, it's a God's gift that was given to him. And he also said that most of the people in his company they know this. And it became a sensational. The concept of gay is very much present in the society in all the countries. But when it comes to such an important person, especially in the business field, he is considered to be a very, very high profile person as far as this particular activities are concerned. That is the reason why, again, he is there in the news. And the question is that for which company he is the chief executive officer, and the answer is Apple. Kindly remember this. So these are the types of the questions that will be asked in examinations like bank or SSC or any other examination. Since he is a very, very important person, possibility of question that will be asked. Who announced that he is proud to be a gay is the chief executive officer of Apple. Option number 4 is the answer. Right, look at this. Look at the next point here. He became the most high profile business CEO to come out as gay. Right? Next. So another important issue that we are going to talk now, this is called FGM. This is called female genital mutilation. Another horrific thing that will be happening in the Central Asia and also in the African region. It seems that there are 29 countries in these regions where this female genital mutilation is happening. Barbaric on the part of these societies where they harass the women in this particular manners. And unfortunately, what happened is that so these unhealthy and rude practices are being carried even to the West also. That's the reason it became a very, very serious one. Hence, the United Nations today announced that they are going to launch a program for protecting the women as far as saving them from these atrocities are concerned. Hence, United Nations Secretary General, you know the name of the gentleman, Ban Ki-moon, he announced that these type of barbaric activities should be stopped at the earliest. Meaning, the world is developing so fast. Technology wise also we are going so fast and very, very advanced. Even then, such type of ill practices are still present in the society. That is the biggest issue what we are talking about this. Kindly look at this. I'll show you the document again. Let's have the points. Remember this. It is a female genital mutilation. The World Health Organization condemned the practice as saying it as a violation of the human rights of women. Absolutely. Physically, you are torturing. What is this? Next one. More than 125 million women have been mutilated in 29 countries in Africa and Middle East, and also carried the painful tradition to the West. This is the more pathetic rather. Look at the number of countries and where are they located? Africa and the Middle East. And on whom you are doing it? It was carried on from youngest babies to the teenagers. They are not sparing anybody, and unfortunately, these are the things happening. Look at the last point, considered to be a measure to stop all this type of things. The United Nations chief Ban Ki-moon, he was there in Nairobi, that is the capital city of Kenya, launched a global campaign on October 30th, 2014 to end the deadly practice of female genital mutilation. So he was there, he started a campaign, and how early it will be stopped. So that is very, very important for the entire international world. Entire world has to come together and stop it at the earliest. Otherwise, look at the number here. Horrific figures are there. 125 million women, 29 countries, and these are there in Africa and Middle East, and they're also carrying the tradition to the West. Very, very serious one. Next one. Look at this. Which country has passed legislation in October 2014 banning its citizens to travel terror hotspots? See here, if you look at the terror hotspot today in the world, the most important and the most discussed terror spot, terror hotspot in the world is the Syria and Iraq. So this is the place where ISIS is very, very active. But because of its publicity, they are attracting so many youngsters from various countries. And I told you already, even from India also, there was a try, but fortunately, Indian youth were stopped. But Australia is one country in the world where some people are getting attracted towards this ISIS. And the official figures say that already 70 members have reached Syria and Iraq, and they already joined. They already joined the ISIS. That is the reason why they have passed a new legislation, so that under this one, if anybody tries to go to these terror hotspots, that particular person will be punished, and the minimum punishment will be 10 years of a sentence. That is the basic idea. So that what will happen, people may stop thinking of doing such activities. People may stop thinking going to ISIS and joining over there. So that's the reason why, again, it is there in the news, and the country is Australia. I'll show you the document again. Look at this. Now, which country has passed legislation in October 2014 banning its citizens to travel to terror hotspots? Clear, the answer will be India, Pakistan, New Zealand, and Australia. And the answer is Australia. Right? So it is option number D is the answer. Now, I would like to come back to you for a moment here. I would like to say certain things. We are launching this IAS program, online IAS program, but there were again some requests made by some of the friends from our circle itself on certain things. They wanted some time and they wanted relaxation in various things. And regarding that, I am going to update you on Monday. I'll give you the total information on that. Right? So, and of course, most of the people who are in communication with me, and these are the people whom I know directly. That's the reason why I am also convinced to give some certain relaxations for them. And what are they? So I'll be telling you on Monday. Okay? I'll give you this information. Now look at this. Now, so another person who is there in the news, he died. Very, very serious situation here. This man escaped from India, and India was trying to extradite him for the last 30 years, and it did not happen. Look at this, Warren Anderson. You must be knowing this name. He was the person who was attached with the Union Carbide company, and he was the CEO of that company during that time. And this was the company, because of that, there was a Bhopal gas tragedy, and thousands of people have died. You must be still remembering this story. And during that time, this man was the CEO. And when the incident has taken place, exactly after four days, this man came to India from United States of America. And his close friends and other people have warned him not to go to India. If you go there, you will be arrested. Even then, he came to India, and once he landed in India, he was arrested. He should be arrested, first of all, because of the negligence. He was arrested, but because of their high profile, they managed. They managed, and he managed to get the bail at the earliest. And later, so he left India, and after that, he never came back to India. And Indian government announced him as an absconder. Indian courts have announced him as an absconder. The people in the country were waiting to give punishment to this person because he was evading Indian law, because he never returned to India. There was no chance of any punishment all these days. Indian government was trying for him, but Indian government was not successful. After that, we have seen so many governments, but no government made any serious attempt. That is the reason why he escaped completely. And today, that is in the month of September, he escaped from the world and he died at the age of 92. So definitely the people of the country India, we are really unhappy. The person who is the reason behind all the tragedy was not punished as per the Indian laws. So that again, that shows the weakness of the governments. Negotiate, do something, get him here, punish him, and you cannot leave him just like that. But we cannot do anything now. So this man has already died in the month of September this year, but the information was kept secret. Later, it came to the limelight. That is the reason why. So we are discussing about this issue. So let me show you some points regarding this man. We'll see this. Warren Anderson, he died in September 2014 at the age of 92. He was the chief executive officer of Union Carbide during the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. And the gas was the methyl isocyanate. So that was the gas, and so many people, thousands of people were killed. Look at this. In that tragedy, thousands were killed and considered to be one of the lethal industrial accidents. Later, he traveled to India after 4 days of tragedy and was arrested, but secured bail, went away, and never returned. Indian governments made futile attempts to extradite him. So that shows the weakness again on the part of the government here, right? Look at this, another point. We'll see, very important one. We are talking about the black money issue. What is happening in the Supreme Court, what is happening in the country, everything we are saying. Because of the interference of the Supreme Court today, the list of 627 members who are holding foreign accounts, the names have come before the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has handed over the same thing to the special investigation team. So now it is going to be taken a serious turn. And later, the SIT chairman also announced that we are not going to leave anybody, we are going to make it a very serious one. And apart from this, within India, if anybody is holding black money also, they will also be taken very seriously. But all these days, there is a possibility that the persons who are holding accounts in any foreign country, their information is not revealed, especially the European banks. But recently, there is an agreement on which 51 countries have signed, so that they will be exchanging the information. There will be information transaction, so that if any country's person out of these 51 countries holding accounts in any other country, all the details will come to the government. But it seems that there is one clause in that one. Of course, India is also supposed to sign this particular agreement in Berlin, that is in Germany. But one of the clauses will be that the information once shared with the government of a country, you are not supposed to disclose that information to any institution, including the court. But because our Supreme Court is very serious on this issue, the government has feared that Once you start getting the information, if you give it to the Supreme Court, Indian membership may be terminated. That is the reason why at the last moment India did not sign, and India has withdrawn from signing this. Very, 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 very important one. Otherwise, the concept of black money is not just present in India, it is present in various countries in the world. Regarding that, I am showing the documents. Look at this. Which of the following statements is or true regarding the multilateral competent authority agreement? Look at this. ABC we have given. Out of this, what are the true options? Let's try to see here. But I want you to remember the name of the agreement. Multilateral, meaning so many countries. Competent authority, meaning the competent authorities, the right authorities are signing the agreement in order to share the information regarding the account holders of other countries in various countries. It was signed by 51 countries in Berlin day before yesterday. Yes, this is the true statement. Second one, if you look at this, important, kindly remember, this enables automatic information to combat black money and provides for collecting and exchanging information between participating countries on taxpayers' overseas assets. This is the main function of the agreement here. This is the actual essence of the agreement. Kindly read it if you want again. I will read it for you. This enables, meaning this agreement enables automatic information to combat black money and also provides for collecting and exchanging information between participating countries on taxpayers' overseas assets. That is the basic idea. And look at the last one. If you look at this, India and United States of America are the signatories. This statement is wrong. Just now I told you India is not a signatory. Of course, United States of America also did not sign this. Hence, option should be A and B are correct. Choose the correct answer from the below. A, B, B, C, A, C, and ABC. Definitely answer should be A and B. It is number 1. Okay. So this is the whole story for today. And I will take leave of you for now. And I wish you all the very, very best. And please enjoy your weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And we'll be meeting again on Monday. That is November 3rd, again at 9 o'clock. And we'll start our journey from Monday. And we'll try to carry the same program for the entire November. So thank you so much for being with me. I wish you all the very, very best once again. Have a very, very nice time and have a nice weekend. Thank you so much.